Greetings to all the students. I welcome you all in this discussion video of Anubhav 2025, the first Anubhav of 2025 for your prelims preparation. So let's dive into it and start with the questions of IR and miscellaneous sections. So to deal with question number 36 in the Anubhav paper 1, question says that Europe's longest river falls into the landlocked reservoir. Okay, its coastline is shared by 5 countries. There have been growing concerns about its rapid shrinking in the recent year. If you people just could have been gone in the area of November 2024, right, a COP meeting was held in Baku, Azerbaijan, and there was a concern raised that regarding the shrinking of the Caspian Sea, and perhaps that is why this question has been asked. Although if we just know about the basics of this November 2024 COP meeting, we could have get the answers, right? But although yes, the answer will be Caspian Sea, but there are certain additional information that you need to understand for, say, these 5 countries, right? So if you go with this part, it is said KIAT. Always remember these kind of acronyms. This is Kazakhstan, Iran, Azerbaijan, Russia and Turkmenistan. These are the 5 countries which are having the coastlines shared with Caspian Sea. So this is the answer to this question will be C. Move ahead. Question number 37. This question says, consider the following pairs: areas of conflict in news and the country associated, or the location of the country associated. First, Danjo Island. This is Japan. Yes, this is definitely correct. Second, Cook's region. Cook's region, most of the history students must have heard this word, Cook's region. So this statement with respect to the Russia is definitely correct. The third is Darfur, or certain people call it as Darfur, right? Darfur is a part of Western Sudan, the Western Sudan. And if you just go with the basics of the international relation, you must have heard that there were certain humanitarian crisis in 2000 series took place, and that is why this Darfur from the side of Western Sudan was always in the news. So this question, we know this statement is, this option is incorrect. Question asks, how many of the pairs given above are correctly matched? We know 1 and 2 is correctly matched. That means answer has to be B, only 2 pairs. Moving ahead, question number 38. This says that consider the following statement. The question is simply asking, Yogasana will be included as a medal event for the first time in 2026 Asian Games. Now, there is just a little bit trick with this question, and why I am highlighting or underlining these kind of questions. Why? Because yes, we know that Yogasana will be included for the first time in 2026 Asian Games, but not as a medal event, but rather a demonstration event. So based on this thing, we know statement 1 is incorrect. 1 is here, 1 is here, 1 is here. So without wasting our time or having a look over these 2 options, we got the answer. But still, just for the information, second says that cricket will be included as a medal event for the first time in 2028 Olympic Games. So I understand that yes, all the cricket lovers must have understood that the statement 2 is definitely incorrect. The reason being that in 1900 Paris Olympics, it was the very first time in the history that a cricket match between Great Britain and France took place. It was a 2-day, 2-innings match where Britain defeated France and got the Olympic gold medal for the part, right? So this is definitely incorrect. Third statement, hockey will be excluded. Again the word excluded from the 2026 Commonwealth Games for the first time since its inclusion. So we know that hockey was included in 1998 as a part of the Commonwealth Games. And this time it has been decided to exclude hockey from the Commonwealth Games onwards 2026. Right? So this statement is correct. Right? The point that you need to understand is, although this is a very factual information, but if you are just going with the current aspect, we have eliminated option 1. We have already got the answer. So answer will be C, question number 3. Let's moving ahead. Question number 39. It says that statement 1, the Arab League has recently reinstated Syria's membership. Again, for the point of IR, you know that in 2011, the Arab League ousted Syria from its membership based on the crackdown that was done by Assad's regime against the pro-democracy protest. Now this is the time when they have thought in this manner to reinstate the Syria into the Arab League. So statement 1 is definitely correct. Now say statement 2, the western sanctions against Syria have been lifted. Again, if you just simply following the news, you know that there are so many things taking place in Syria at this moment. The president has fled away the country. Certain groups are there. More and more international countries, or I would say the groups, are having their legs in the country itself. So perhaps this is definitely not the right time for any of the country or the Western people, I would say the Western countries, to lift the sanctions. So in general, I would say that the statement 2 does not hold this accountability. So in general, statement 2 is definitely incorrect, but although yes, this is incorrect. So going with the options, they are calling with the following is correct in respect to the above statement. We know statement 2 is incorrect. Statement 2 is incorrect. So the answer will be C. Moving ahead, question number 40. Consider the following information. This question is talking about the agencies established by and the nodal ministry. So it says the Central Bureau of Investigation, which is the executive resolution. If you people just know that CBI was inducted because of Delhi Special Police Establishment Act. It was not a executive resolution, but rather it was a Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1946. Even the Ministry of Home Affairs is not the nodal ministry, I would say, but rather Ministry of Personal Public Grievance is the one who is the nodal ministry. So statement 1, or I would say the option 1 is definitely incorrect. Eliminate 1. Now we are left with 3 only and 2 and 3 only. That means 3 is definitely correct. Without having a look towards the 3, we know that 3 is definitely correct. Going with the 2, the Enforcement Directorate. It says that it was established by the Parliament Act, but rather it was an executive resolution. It was an executive resolution, not a Parliament Act. So based on this thing, statement 2 is definitely incorrect. So the answer will be C. Moving ahead to the next question. The question says, consider the following statement. Statement 1, PM Vidya Lakshmi Karyakram aims to provide a single window platform for students to access education loans and scholarships. Now let's deep dive a little bit in the history. Mr. Arun Jaitley Sahab, during the 2015-2016 budget, focused a lot of concern regarding the future of the students per se. Right from that moment, you have been witnessing that the Government of India has been consistently trying to make sure that the education will be imparted within the structure of the students or within the layers of the students. And yes, with this view, recently this Pradhan Mantri Vidya Lakshmi Karyakram has been launched by the Government of India, which aims to provide single window platform for students to access education loans and scholarships. More about this thing, it is being guided by Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Education and Indian Banks Association. This is the additional knowledge. One more very specific thing, that the loans under this Pradhan Mantri Vidya Lakshmi Karyakram is being allotted or is being given to all different layer of the income groups or income family groups of the India. But if any of the student has been a part of the earlier schemes of the Government of India, they will not be registered under this scheme. So this is the lacuna. Another additional information regarding this PM Vidya Lakshmi Karyakram is that this scheme is applicable to all the commercial banks, the RRBs, the regional rural banks and the cooperative banks as well. So this is the additional information that you people need to have into your domain, right? there might be a statement based kind of question that can be asked by the UPSC in prelims examination. One more additional information, that this loan facility will be available to all those students who will be taking admission in 860 higher education institutions based on the NIRF rankings. This is additional information. Now, so this statement is definitely correct. So we can eliminate 2 only and neither. Statement 2, Vigyan Dhara. Vigyan Dhara is an initiative under the Ministry of Education to promote no detention policy till class 8. Although no detention policy was in news, but definitely Vigyan Dhara, again I would say this statement is a very general statement. Any other student who must be having a look or having the interest in the current affairs must have understood that no detention policy was in news, and the government of India is trying to convey that all the students get failed in either 5th and the 8th class. But this Vigyan Dhara, on the other hand, is majorly about developing a scientific understanding, creating an ecosystem, right? So this is definitely not linked with the no detention policy. Statement 2 is definitely incorrect. So the answer, they are asking about the correct statement. So the answer has to be A, 1 only. Move to another question, that is question number 84. The question number 84 says that consider the following statements with reference to the Indian Antarctic programs. First statement, the Indian Antarctic program is implemented by Ministry of Earth Science. It's a very factual statement. Yes, Ministry of Earth Science is the one. Ministry of Earth Science is the one who has been implemented. This Antarctic program has been implemented by Ministry of Earth program. This is a correct statement. 2. Dakshini Gangotri is the latest research station established by India in Antarctica. This Dakshini Gangotri was submerged, right, way back perhaps in 1998 and 1919. And based on those things, the government abandoned this Dakshini Gangotri station. Then after that, there are 2 major stations that has been established by the government of India, right? The first being Maitri, and the second one is Bharti. And Bharti was inducted perhaps in 2012. So Bharti, as per this knowledge, is the latest one, but Dakshini Bharat was the first one, not the latest one. So statement 2 is incorrect. Statement 2 is incorrect. We have eliminated this option. Now again with going with 3 only, 1 and 3, we know statement 1 is correct. We have got the answer. See, even without knowing either statement 3 is correct or not, we have got the answer. But still, the Indian Antarctic Act 2022 gives Indian courts jurisdiction over crimes in Antarctica involving Indian citizens or foreigners or Indian expeditions. This is a very correct statement because recently this has been passed, right? So statement 3 is correct. So answer will be C, 1 and 3. Moving ahead to the next question, question number 85. Consider the following statements. The Quad Cancer Moonshoot Initiative. Quad, there are 4 members, right? There are 4 members in the Quad, right? Aims to address the problem of cervical cancer. Problem of cervical cancer in the Indo-Pacific through improved access to HPV vaccination, screening and treatment. Again, just a very normal understanding that the cervical cancer in the Indo-Pacific region has become a 3rd leading cause of cancer-related death among the women. That is why there has been a lot of concerns regarding the or treatment regarding the or even the pre-detection regarding the cervical cancer. Why? Because it has been detected at the pre-stage, it can cure. That is why the statement 1 is definitely correct. And yes, it was a Quad center, this Quad Cancer Moonshoot Initiative. Second statement, according to World Health Organization, HPV vaccination is generally recommended for individuals after the age of 15 years. In a very general part, the vaccination can be started just after attaining the age 9 years. This is a very general point, right? Especially if I talk about this HPV vaccination, that we know that it can be started after 11 or 12 years. But under this moonshot initiative, or I would say, or HPV vaccination with this quad cancer moonshot initiative has been linked that they are considering to giving it to the adolescent girls. That means girls within the age bracket of 9 to 14 years, right? So all these three information shows that statement 2 is definitely incorrect. So we know the which of the following statement above is are correct. So the answer has to be A1 only. Deep down to question number 86. Question number 86 says that in the context of recent developments regarding unified pension scheme, consider the following statements. Okay. First, under the old pension scheme, the employees had no deductions from their salaries for contributing to a pension fund. If you know that this old pension fund, right, this is a very general statement that there was no deduction as per took place and this pension was unfunded. This pension was unfunded. That means there was no corpus as such from which the government of India can give you the pension. So ultimately it depends upon your contribution, right? So yes, statement 1 is correct. Statement 2, under the new pension scheme, contribution to the pension account comes solely from the employee. Statement is incorrect, factually wrong. Why? Because the government says that the minimum, or I would say minimum 10%, right, of your basic, or tier 2 or in a layer 2, it depends upon how much amount of money you need to donate to NPS, and based on that amount, the equal, right, the government says that I'll bear the equal percentage, or the not the percentage but the weightage, or the equal amount of money, right? So statement 2 is definitely incorrect, because in the pension scheme, again in NPS, it is both me as a person and the government as a contributor as well. Statement 2 is incorrect. Statement 3, under the unified pension scheme, both employees and the government will contribute to the pension account. Yes, in unified, the government says that again minimum is 10% of your basic and the government will provide 18.5% of the amount, right? So that or 18.5% if I go of your salary. So this statement 3 is definitely correct. One more thing that you need to understand, that UPS is not a unfunded, unlike OPS. That's the additional information. So we know statement 3 is definitely correct. Question asks which of the statements given above are correct. So we know that based on this thing, 2 is incorrect, 2 is here, 2 is here. We have eliminated both. Now 1 and 3 are correct. 1 and 3 are correct. Answer will be B. So these were all those questions from the side of me, Shashank Sharma, with respect to the IR and miscellaneous sections. Keep studying. Thank you very much.